also think this is an enormous waste of taxpayer dollars. As someone who got doged and lost my livelihood and my life's work.
What type of work were you doing?
Bringing clean water to poor people.
I've seen so many moments where that turns out to be the case, where someone's talking and they're like, oh yeah, I was part of the massive Doge firings. Oh, what did you do for the government? Oh, I was part of the program that actually delivered life-saving food to children in a whole bunch of countries in Africa. What? Yeah, that was what we did. So I didn't think I'd just spend any time talking about the military parade because I just thought it was going to be gross. I was like, it's going to be like all the other military parades I see, you know. They always reek of insecurity. It doesn't matter which country I see doing them. Just the whole flexing, you know. Look at the tanks. Look at the missiles. Look at the bombs. We're so powerful. I've always found them sad. Just insecure, you know. But apparently, you know, people were saying to all the haters of the military parade celebrating the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army, you were dead wrong. It was incredible and the best military recruitment event we've ever seen in U.S. history. Congrats to our troops, and well done to all those involved. United we stand. Then someone was like, don't let anyone tell you differently. The Army 250 celebration was a great time for all. And so this was posted by someone who wanted to promote the celebration. I suppose I'm confused because, like, you posted this video. So this is someone, like, obviously pro-Trump, pro-military, being like, look how much fun all had, but just not pictured is all. I see, like, one dude getting off because he saw a helicopter. That's, like, it. And then I was like, wait, was this thing just not much of a success? But holy fuck, I was not prepared. I didn't know how sad this was. I'm gonna be okay. Seen more people attending the local fair. I've seen more people walking home from the local fair. What the fuck is this? Wait, $46 million? And it was just totally empty? Like, part of me was like, there has to be 10,000 amongst the, what, 338 million Americans? There has to be 10,000 people who wanted to be there. Even 20,000 who would have come from other parts of the country and head on down. With sponsors, with sponsors. Yeah, $46 million with sponsors. Coinbase amongst them. But I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I thought there was just going to be a little bit more excitement for Donald Trump doing some big ass military parade. And yeah, I don't know if it was out of shame. I don't know if it's because a lot of Republicans are starting to have buyer's remorse. I don't know if it's the schism that I was going to talk about later between the two branches of the right, the ones who are all just going full Lindsey Graham, and in the opposite direction, you know, there's your Marjorie Taylor Greenes being like, no war with Iran, no war with Iran. And then on the other side, it's Lindsey Graham just being like, war with Iran. We have to bomb Iran. Every American young man must be a soldier of fortune. Like that kind of shit. I don't know if it was that. I have no idea if, you know, people just didn't want to be seen, like be on camera. If that was it. I'm still shocked. I thought if nothing else, there would be more than just like whatever this is. And I've seen the footage too of like, you know, the super, super sad Trump looking depressed and all the weird angles they keep taking pictures of and the marching in the streets. Well, the streets were empty. So we're just soldiers marching in the street and the soldiers didn't seem into it either. And everyone was like, eh. And then meanwhile, there was the No Kings protest, which was monstrously huge. Big, big, big. Lots of stuff. Lots of posters. Lots of people. Lots of people got out in every single state. And lots of police violence. Lots of police violence, military violence, ICE violence. It's starting to become pretty clear, and I think it's being hopefully becoming clear to the libs right now, and a lot of people who are protesting, please, for the love of fuck, take this energy, bottle it, and never forget, you're going to have a perpetual system if you keep doing a thing where it's like, hey, by the way, I didn't know if you know this, but ICE funding increased under Biden. I don't know if you know that. There was no defunding of the police, overwhelmingly done within the majority of states in the United States or done on a federal level. There was not some kind of lawless communist dictatorship. No. The Dems are very, very pro-police. They're very, very pro-military. They're very pro-ICE, all of those things. But they don't have to be. Because there are things that you can do, especially if there is a mass movement of a lot of libs who are very angry at everything that's taking place right now. If you make it from now on that it is not politically viable to keep supporting this shit, that if Chuck Schumer responds to the moment by going, Trump is trying to start a war with Iran, and we love that. That's awesome. Let's do that. If that's the way that Democrats are speaking, then you tell them to fuck off because you don't want to stand for this shit anymore. Otherwise, the cycle perpetuate itself, right? You're just going to get this whole, 2 steps forward, 12 steps back. 1 step forward, 13 steps back. 3 steps forward, 25 steps back. Because, ICE gets more funding. When the Democrats are in power or back in power, as the pendulum will swing, then they will be able to be used by an authoritarian government if there's an election whenever he wants. This is the problem with all this. And also recognize the imbalance here. If you are a city and you give half of your budget to the police, half of all the money to do things in your city goes to cops. Not schools, not healthcare, not roads, cops, police officers. And when the moment comes that a president who's an authoritarian fascist suddenly decides to send the military illegally into your area, and the cops don't protect you, they in fact side with the illegal invasion of the military into your area, trying to provoke a civil war, causing violence, hurting people. All of the footage so far has been footage of violent ICE agents, violent military agents, every fucking person with a badge who's clearly terrified and just ready to shoot whatever they can. Well, then what the fuck? Liberals, you need to bottle that anger and realize that you can't just be angry when it's happening under a Republican. Galvanize, start to learn, start to recognize this, because of course this is going to happen. If you're giving unchecked power and state power to violent actors who are heavily militarized, it's being used against you by Trump. It's being used against blue states, blue cities. He's specifically sending it in to try and provoke this endless cycle that the media is pouring gasoline on. Like, the media has a responsibility right now to report on this as it is. Overwhelmingly peaceful on behalf of the protesters, without question. Ask either anyone who goes there or the few journalists who've actually accurately reported on this. You can even see some of the footage where they'll have microphones. They've been like, I have been here for days. There has not been a single anti-ICE protester I've seen done a single act of violence. All of the violence has been enacted by either the police, by ICE, or the military. They are the ones using violence, using weaponry, and they are the ones hurting the citizens of the United States right now. That's what's taking place. But if you have a big platform and you take your platform and you say, well, I've seen looting. I've seen burning Waymo cars. I saw people breaking in and stealing things. These aren't all peaceful actors. And at this point, we got to admit that chaos and anarchy are taking over. The streets are wild, jokeification, all that kind of shit. So take that anger, as righteous as it seems and as collective as it seems, because I know that libs are trying to take single credit for this protest, but this protest was a ton of different groups, from LGBTQ plus rights groups to pro-Palestinian voices to anti-war voices to, some anti-capitalist voices and also liberal voices, all protesting united against Trump across the board in a variety of creative and sometimes tone-deaf ways.
This is Democracy Now! Largest day of action against President Trump since his return to office. Protests were held in more than 2,100 cities and towns across the country. In Los Angeles, 200,000 people marched just days after Trump deployed the National Guard and Marines to the city. Protesters in L.A. included former Marine Melvin Hill.
I'm out here because I was willing to die for the things we have in our Constitution. And right now, I think our constitutional rights are being violated, stepped on, trampled on, and disregarded by our president, commander-in-chief, which would be Donald Trump. Everything looks unlawful to me at this point in America.
In Philadelphia, over 100,000 people took to the streets. Democratic Congressmember Jamie Raskin of Maryland addressed the crowd.
Yes, Donald, the Declaration and the Constitution were written by people who wanted to stop criminal bosses like you from taking state power.
Major No Kings Day protests were also held here in New York and San Diego, Chicago, Seattle, and other communities large and small. In Lyons, Colorado, a town of just 2,100 in the foothills of the Rocky Mountain National Park, hundreds joined the protests. This is Larry Quinn, an Army veteran and longtime Lyons resident.
I'm Larry Quinn, and I'm in Lyons, Colorado, population 2,100. And I'm here because my dad drove trains across France to defeat the Nazis. And then I served honorably, also in the Army. And I'm disgusted about the fascist regime we have.
The size of the No Kings Day protests dwarf the turnout for a military parade Saturday in Washington, D.C., held on President Trump's 79th birthday and the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. The parade reportedly cost as much as $100 million. Democracy Now! Spoke to some of the protesters.
Shit. I was wrong. I thought it was 46. Now, double it. Add some more. Fucking hell, that's so expensive.
In the nation's capital.
Yeah, America.
I'm here in Washington, D.C., and I'm here because I think that this is a waste of resources when we have hungry children and when we have people going to sleep without a roof over their heads.
And what does your sign say?
Sign says they got money for wars, but they can't feed the poor. It's a good line from Tupac.
I'm Amy. My sign says no kings. I think that's the side. Yeah. The other side says the emperor has no clothes from the children's fairy tale or fable. I'm here because the president said that any protest would be met with hard force. I wasn't planning on coming, but that's un-American, anti-constitutional, and so I had to come. I was called to come. I also think this is an enormous waste of taxpayer dollars. As someone who got doged and lost my livelihood and my life's work, to have him turn around and spend $50 million.
I was like, wait, what does that mean?
This,
oh, that means
I think that's
fired.
outrageous.
What type of work were you doing?
Bringing clean water to poor people.
I've seen so many moments where that turns out to be the case, where someone's talking and they're like, oh yeah, I was part of the massive Doge firings. Oh, what did you do for the government? Oh, I was part of the program that actually delivered life-saving food to children in a whole bunch of countries in Africa. What? Yeah, that was what we did. A lot of it had to be pre-digested food, actually, because again, you know, children were starving. It was so far advanced that they actually needed pre-digested food. So that was one of the things that we were delivering. Yeah. That and AIDS medication. Yeah, retroviral medication. You know, some things to try and lower the level of the HIV spread. That was my job. And I don't do that anymore because apparently America doesn't anymore. So, cool things. Yeah.
And what's happened to that program as far as you know?
It's gone.
My name's Aubrey Lowe. I was a captain in the Army for 8 years. So I'm a veteran. I deployed to Afghanistan once. I'm from El Paso, Texas originally. I was a little nervous coming out today because I heard that peaceful protests might be met with a big force, in somebody's words. And so I let my folks know where I was going. I let friends know, and I'm glad that I've been able to be here without being heavily harassed. So that gave me some hope.
Army Captain Aubrey Lowe among those protesting Trump's parade in Washington, speaking to Democracy Now!'s Dennis Moynihan. For much of Saturday, news networks showed split screens of Trump's poorly attended military parade alongside footage of the massive No Kings protests. Here in New York, organizers say as many as 200,000 people gathered at Bryant Park before moving down Fifth Avenue to Madison Square Park. Democracy Now! Was there.
This is what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
Hi, my name is Jay Sean Sadler, he, him, and I am a father, I'm a guidance counselor, I'm a community member and world citizen, and I'm here now because I want to make sure that we preserve our democracy. I want to make sure that all people in this country are safe, regardless of if they're an immigrant, regardless of if they're straight or if they're gay or whatever they are. Like, everyone deserves to be free and safe.
Can you say what your sweatshirt says?
Yes, it says woke, not the insult that you think it is.
Awesome.
And who are you? And how old are you?
My name is Rue. I'm 15 years old, and I use any pronouns. I'm here because I've seen firsthand how much destruction Trump's impact has caused on especially queer and trans youth. I've been in and out of a lot of places like that, and I've seen like how hard people have taken it. It's really hard to be a child in a society where you feel like people don't want you to exist. So I'm out here for the people who can't be out here. I'm very lucky to have a supportive father, but I know not everyone does. So I'm out here to give a voice to the people who don't have one and to show that we're still here, we're still out here, we're still going to be fighting.
The fact that there are thousands and thousands of people out here today, what difference does that make to you?
It honestly makes me so happy. After the election, I was really worried because I felt like the adults had kind of failed me. Since I couldn't vote, I was really like, you guys had all of the power, you guys could have stopped this, but people didn't, and I was so worried. I didn't even leave my house for a couple of weeks. But now it's just great that there's so many people here and that I'm not alone, you know?
Can you describe your flag to our radio audience in addition to our TV audience and hold it up?
So this is the
Amy sounds so happy.
Pride flag. It has the regular rainbow stripes as well as black and brown for people of color in the queer community. Also has the trans colors and the intersex flag to support those people as well.
It's Pride Month. What do you have to say to President Trump on his 79th birthday today?
We're not scared of you, and I hope you have an awful birthday.
I am Dr.
Good news,
William
you
D.
did.
Carter III. I am the senior pastor at the Franklin St. John's United Methodist Church, which is in Newark, New Jersey. And I came because I do not believe people's rights should be taken away, no matter their immigration status, no matter their orientation. People should have rights. And there should not be a king. We elected a president, not a king. So that's why I'm here today for this cause.
What does the sign say that you're holding?
It says prejudice, cowardice, accomplice.
And describe the flag to me.
Yes, this is an American flag. Even as a Christian, I believe in the right of all people, no matter their religious perspective, or even if they don't have a religious perspective, they ought to have rights. And that is the United States of America. United. We are united as one.
Your thoughts on your mayor, the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, being arrested as he attempted to, what he said was do his duty to enforce oversight of an ICE jail with 3 Congress members.
Yeah, I love Mayor Ras Baraka. I think that he is doing a exceptional job, and I think him being arrested demonstrates his passion for the cause and just making sure that all people have rights.
My name is George. I'm 15 years old, and I'm out here because I'm scared of the future.
Tell me about the flags you're carrying.
I mean, I'm carrying the American flag and the trans flag because I think those two represent me, and because I think it's important to carry the flags that that I feel proud of.
It's raining. You think it's worth it to be out here?
100%. I would be out here in a storm. I would be out here if it was pouring. I'm just happy it's raining on Trump's parade.
My name's Lucy. I'm 16, and I'm out here because I want a future. I am carrying a sign that says "No Kings" because I believe that in America, we are a democracy. We do not have kings. This is not right, and it needs to stop.
My name's Lily Buongiorno. I'm carrying an American flag. I'm here because I am in complete disgust by the injustice of Trump, especially towards immigrants and towards people's rights. And I think that we should protest that every single day that he is still in office.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
How old are you? What's your name? And tell me about your sign.
I'm also 15. My name's Astrid Lemons, and my sign says, defend the Constitution, not the crown, because I believe what we should be doing is fighting for democracy and fighting for the future of us, the students, the young people who are going to live in our future, and we want this future to be a place where everybody can say what they want, and nobody's attacked for that.
My name is Georgia Reveley, and I'm 15 years old. I'm here to protest the Trump administration's treatment of not only immigrants, but also women and students and basically almost everyone in the country. And I think it's really important that we have so many people here and all over the country and all
Kids
over the
are
world.
way more politically active, way younger
To show
now.
the Trump administration that we're not going to let this slide, and that we as people can protest, and that we can do it in a way where we can get our point heard. And I think it's important that young people are out here too. We're with We the Students New York, which gathers a bunch of students from all over New York City and does protests. We've done one before, a walkout in Washington Square Park. Yeah.
And can you describe your double necklace to me?
I'm Jewish, so yeah, I just liked, it's a Jewish star, so I think it's important to, you know, people of all religions and all ethnicities should all be out here protesting the treatment of immigrants here, protesting the treatment of Palestinians in Gaza. I just think it's really important that we all be out here getting our word across.
My name is Caroline Gilman. I'm 15 years old, and I'm holding a sign that says, abort the presidency in the second term. And
That said, abort the president.
I'm here to fight for my future and all my friends' futures and the future generations of all the kids that are younger than us and every generation that came before us and fought for what we're fighting for now.
My name is Kimberly. I'm 27. I'm here because it's important to show up for these kind of things, show up for community. Community is so important, and anything I can do, like you guys, we should all just do, you know.
And tell me about your flag.
Oh, this is my Ecuadorian flag. My parents are both Ecuadorian. I'm very proud to be Ecuadorian.
Ecuador.
And, you know, so I'm here for the Latino community, for everybody who's like going through some right now, because it's the country's in the craziest time right now.
My name is Glenn Kansab, and I'm the founder of Spirit. We are working in support of the End Super PACs campaign. As we know, the billionaires fund the elections, right? Like, what this image is implicitly saying is that if you have $200 million, you could just buy it. You and I, maximum contributions we can give is $5,400. It's insane that corporations can give whatever they want. And so there was a ballot initiative in Maine last November that made super PACs illegal. 73% of Mainers voted for it. And so their goal is to get it to the Supreme Court. What we do is we use augmented reality art and education to help people envision a world without the billionaires at the center, right? So like, we're in New York, everyone knows that public housing, or housing in general, is way too expensive. So what we're doing is, number one, we're showing a dystopic image as far as where things are going. We have a protopic image of, like, let's say Rebney and the real estate lobbies out the way. This could be the future of public housing right here. Community gardens, vertical farms, solar panels up top.
And what about this picture in the middle?
So this is Elon. I honestly don't think they're beefing because they didn't. I don't think that Elon and Trump broke up because they still have the SpaceX contracts. Like, show me the money. But basically, yeah, the man has $200 million, made $200 billion over the election, highest ROI ever, and he's pretty much running the show.
With a crown on his head.
Yeah, pretty much. So our goal is to do public teach-ins and demonstrations with this art, help people imagine a world without the billionaires, have people sign our petition, and then once we get the process templatized, we want to give other people materials to go to their neighborhoods and do the same.
Some of the protesters here in New York City, where an estimated 200,000 people marched as part of the more than 2,100 nationwide No King's Day protests that took place over the weekend. Estimates of upwards of 5 million people protested across the country, the single largest day of protest of President Trump's second term. Special thanks to Laura Bastillos.
That was uncharacteristically positive, especially for Amy. Normally when I watch Democracy Now!, it's like the most depressing stuff. Anyways, Trump, after having his pathetic ass fucking military piss, decided that he needed to be a tough guy. again, and then made this post about just being the toughest of tough guys. Our nation's ICE officers have shown incredible strength, determination, courage, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be sending ICE into all the major blue cities, trying to provoke his little civil strife and civil wars and all this kind of stuff. I saw somebody made a really good post about how it's pretty fucked up that like people are paying taxes and part of that money is going into trying to provoke what seems like a civil war in the country on the behalf of Donald Trump, who wants distractions.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Saline, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com/theserfs.